Good luck. What is up, guys? I'm the Motorcycle Mick. There's fireworks going off at the end of June in the daylight. Today, I'm kind of suffering because we've had rain. If you can't look around me, you see behind me, and it's starting to rain again now. We are actually talking about road hazards. Now, I'm going off of a series I've been working on, which has been anything really riding. You know, just stuff that riders need to know. I really thought I could build on that. That's why we're talking about hazards on the road. Now, I'm gonna break these down into two categories: man-made or natural hazard on the road. But you need to pay attention to both because it could save your life. Now, what are some of the hazards you should consider on the road? Let's start off with some man-made ones. It may seem weird, but man-made's the biggest one. Now, when I say man-made, this means something that doesn't happen in nature naturally. Some of these occur because of man-made objects. For the most part, they're gonna be something that is created by us. The first one I would like to point out would be potholes. In Michigan, we have a severe problem with potholes because every year they pave the roads. Once winter comes around, they plow the roads with their blades, rips up all that new tar, and then we get potholes. And then they try to fill them in again, but they sink in. It just doesn't work. So when I say pothole, I mean those ones that are going to shake you to death or mess up a tire. Another one is actually asphalt. And that may sound weird, me saying that is a road hazard. Problem is, with a naturally occurring hazard, which is rain, a lot of new asphalt is made with primarily tar. And tar's primary component is, yes, oil. Now, when they lay down new tar, the oil actually gets released, and then once the water gets on there, it kind of turns the road into ice. So that if you don't have ABS, or even if you have ABS, it can actually cause you to lose traction on your motorcycle because your bike's trying to stop. Barrier between the road surface and your tire is not connecting. That's where you get that sliding. I mean, I've done them on my Sportster before. Tried to apply the brakes, it was wet out, rear tire slid out to the right. Luckily, kept control of the bike, was able to throttle through and get through that, but that's for no whole other video. Another road hazard you might face that's man-made is what's going right behind me. Now you might ask, how is a car a man-made hazard? That's pretty straightforward. It's because cars are made by man. And within cars, you have plenty of distractions like radio stations, XM radio, all the displays on the dash, phone calls, texting, all those different things. Included with that man-made hazard is humans. We are a massive man-made hazard. For experienced riders, how many times have you ridden down the road and seen someone on their phone playing or trying to do something or on a phone call, not paying attention to the road? As a new rider, you always want to pay attention to your surroundings. Everything going on around you. That means looking in your mirrors, looking in front of you, looking to your right, looking to your left. Some things are in what we call a blind spot, and that's why they say when you're on a motorcycle, always keep your head on a swivel looking around you. But also don't lose primary focus, which is the road. Another man-made hazard is actually this stuff right behind me. That right there is called tar tape. Instead of actually going out and fixing a crack in the road, they take the cheap route. They just go over and put a ribbon of tar on it. I guess cover it up. It doesn't actually ever last. It doesn't work. I mean, you can already see this stuff is cracking. And that crack that was there before is gonna come right back. Along with that, lines on roads that are freshly painted, when those get wet, those also get a little bit slippery too, because they're actually made to be smooth. Will stay on there for a long time, but when wet, like I said, can cause issues. Another man-made one can occur naturally, but that's loose gravel. Thing is, when you have a bunch of semis, trucks, gravel trains moving around all the time, especially gravel trains, they can dump rocks, dirt, all that kind of stuff. Keep an eye out for anything loose. Another one with the road too is when they go through and actually put down tar on the road, and then they put the pea stone down on top of it and then don't pack it in at all. As the cars drive on there, it packs the pea gravel in. They put a little sign that says loose surface. You want to make sure you keep an eye on that because that can be able to be deadly. Most of those stones are very round. That's the way they're intended to be. It's like when you run and try to stop on pea stone like that, you're going to fall on your butt. Keep track of that to make sure you don't. Billboards and buildings can be another hazard or distraction on the road. I was driving down the road last night, coming home a little bit later. I came across this amusement park we have down the street from me. It looks like they just put in a Ferris wheel and a zip line thing, or it's kind of cool. It's all lit up with LEDs. It became a distraction because it caught my eye in a sea of darkness. We're coming up to the 4th of July, so fireworks too can be a distraction. You want to keep an eye out for rubbernecking drivers or people that are going to look at the fireworks versus doing what they're supposed to do, which is driving down the road. Another one, keep an eye out, is accidents. You don't want to be involved in an accident. The problem is that people are very intrigued by carnage. That's why the news always just puts carnage on there and all these violence and all this fighting and all these words throwing. Happy stories don't sell in the media for the most part. That's why they decide to put up videos of all that. So what that does is naturally draws people to carnage. When they see a bad accident or a cop pulling someone over or ambulance, anything like that, what they want to do, they want to rubberneck. taking your eyes off the road, looking at what's going on. On a motorcycle, it's extremely dangerous. Gonna get hit by that person. You're not paying attention to your surroundings. That person in front of you could be stopping, slowing down, or that person behind you could not be braking because they're rubbernecking looking at the accident. The last man-made one I'll say for right now is yourself. You can be your biggest distraction on the road and a road hazard because A, you're not paying attention to the road. B, you're playing on stuff on your bike. You shouldn't be messing with that while you're going down the road. If you have music, create a playlist. Along with that, cell phones. A lot of people have their cell phones mounted on their motorcycles. It's not a bad thing to need directions. The problem is when someone tries to call you while you're riding, it's still a distraction. Something pops up. Something catches your attention otherwise than where it should be. Let people know where you're going. Share your location with a single person or a few people. If you get to a destination, make a phone call. You should inform them that you're getting on the bike so they don't try to call you. You're becoming your own biggest hazard by not paying attention to what's going on around you, and that can cause you to rear end someone, get rear-ended, get sideswiped, get merged on. I mean, these are all things that happen. For natural ones, I already stated earlier when I talked about the asphalt, is rain. Rain can get heavy, light, block your vision if you're wearing eye pro, which you should always be wearing some form of eye protection while riding. Make sure it's impact rated. Going down the road on wearing some $5 gas station sunglasses and those get hit by a rock or something, it can break and damage your eyes and cause you to wreck. Like I said, rain, light, heavy, analyze the rain. See if it's too dangerous to ride in. If it's getting to the point where you can't see in front of you, get off the road, get somewhere covered, get protection, and wait it out. Light and misty, I always keep a rag in my pocket or near me so I can be able to wipe off my eye pro when I'm going. It's not good to take your hands off the handlebar, but it's also even worse not to be able to see. Another one related to rain, flooding. Now you see pictures like people going through water on motorcycles. It's not the smartest idea. A, you don't know how deep that water gets. You don't know how fast it's moving, and if your bike stalls out in there, you're gonna lose your bike, or it's gonna get a lot of water damage. You really wanna go through that task of replacing your motorcycle. Is it really worth the risk, or is it just worth going around? Another one that is naturally occurring, leaves and little helicopters, what I'll call them. You guys saw them in my video where I was talking about learning to ride. But those can also be a very dangerous, along with snow and ice, but when you get in the colder months as a beginner rider, you should be very cautious on when you ride because identifying ice, slick areas, you don't want to get into that situation. Experienced riders, identify what's going on around you with the ice. A hazard can be black ice, which you can't see until you're up on it, and if you're on it, be able to identify what to do. But back to the leaves, what they do is kind of like the oil on the water, but it actually breaks the bond between the road surface and your tire. Going on the road straight, you have 10 to 20% traction, actual tire touching the ground. When you go on turns, it goes more. General purposes, in a straight line, and even when you're turning at that point, you can still lose your bike. Everyone knows with motorcycles, you have to lean to turn. You just don't get to turn the handlebars and have your way with the bike. This one, I don't know if it falls under man-made or natural, I guess if you put under both. Dirt roads are something that should be identified of the condition of the road when you're riding down there. Former months, they go on grading the roads. They put some gravel on the road, take a grader and go down it and flatten out the surface, but that also makes the surface very loose. So anytime you're gonna go down a dirt road, know the condition of it and also know how traffic is on that road. Because most people don't go down a dirt road in their lane. They're always in the middle of the road, and at night or even during the day, if you're coming over a hill, that could be your life. Another one, you should not be riding in inclement weather. I'm saying like thunderstorms. Bugs on me. There was that story about that motorcycle rider that got struck by lightning while riding. I understand riding is a freedom, it's awesome. Don't put yourself in a situation where you could lose your life. Unless absolutely 100% necessary, and those circumstances are very thin, you shouldn't be. I bet you thought I forgot about one. I didn't. So let's address that right now. So this one's actually been a very big topic over all the social media. It's been the new bikers, old bikers versus safe bikers versus people that know what they're doing 100%. And if you're ever at the point where you know you can do everything 100% on a bike, you don't need to learn anything more, just stop riding, because complacency is always what gets people killed. There's always something to learn. So what am I talking about? Well, if you're into all of the riding scene and understand the stuff that's going on, I am talking about this stuff. Now, it could be someone's whole mission to make fun of people for being worried about hitting grass. I think they're missing the point of it. And that point is that it's not the little bits of grass that actually will cause issues, which create that surface break like leaves do. So keep an eye out for it. Don't take it as a joke. I'm sure you know someone that's gone down from it. People have died from hitting grass or slid along the road or got seriously hurt because someone's carelessness to be lazy and not actually pick up their mess. Large quantities are where the issue arises. Even when you have traction on the side, gravity is still working against you. If you hit that grass, you're gonna slide out, and if there's a car coming, you die. So no, grass to me is not a joke. It needs to be addressed and taught to watch out for stuff like that and make sure that other people know about it. And if you are making grass jokes, really, if that day comes and you hit that, you're gonna feel like a real jackass. Do you really wanna feel that way or no? But that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that subscribe button down below, leave a thumbs up, share these videos with your friends friends that ride or trying to get into riding and want to learn, and maybe need to get better at it, and want to be able to ride in groups. You know, all these videos I'm making right now for this little mini series are about safety in riding and learning to do it. Trying to build that love for riding motorcycles. And in today's world, everyone's taught that they're dangerous. And how many people have you heard like, oh, I don't have one because they're dangerous? It's a lot. You could probably go buy a house with the amount of times you've heard it said. But I hope you guys all have a great night or day, wherever you're at right now, whatever part of the world. I hope you all take it easy, and remember to always ride for freedom.
Let's just do what you want to. Please don't be polite, cause I like your attitude. Let's forget about a curfew, cause all that is stuck in my head is me and you.